Hi guys, I'm Linny, this is Candy Goth Creations, a place for me to come and share all my random bits, bobs, crafty life. This is a 10 non-yarny things about me. If I'm looking down, I've got my notebook down there to keep me sort of going in a straight line and not tangenting everywhere. So, without further delay, let's go. 1. I'm adopted. I'm adopted by my grandparent. Well, my maternal grandmother and her husband, which makes life a bit interesting. It makes family dynamics a bit interesting. I've always known that I'm adopted. It's never been something that's been hidden. My biological mother basically was very young when she had me and wasn't able to care for me, which is fine. You know, that's great. Well, not great, but you know what I mean. So when I refer to my mum and dad, that's my mum and dad that raised me. So I refer to them as mum and dad. They've had me since I was weeks old. I was a tiny baby when they had me. Gained me. Adoption is awesome. It's fantastic. I obviously, because I'm adopted within my family, it does make family dynamics a little bit interesting. So my adoptive siblings are also my aunts and uncles. It makes it a really big family as well. So they both had 5 children when they met, and then they gained me. So there's like 11. It is a really big family. The closest in age to me are twins, and they are 15 years older than me. So it's quite a jump. But yeah, I'm adopted by my grandparents. Number 2, I trained in interior design and paint effects. So I'm actually trained to make objects look like different objects. So I loved doing marble effects with paint. I was fantastic at doing marble effects with paint and cloud effects and wood graining and all those fun things. It's just not, where I live, it's not a skill. It's a skill that's kind of wasted unless you have the money to invest in yourself, which I don't have. So, number 3, I have always lived within 10 miles of where I live now. I gush about my county. I really adore where I live. I live in Cornwall, which is in the southwest of the UK, and I adore it. There's a castle less like a 10-minute walk away. My children play in castle grounds. Like, it's awesome. It really is. Right, number 4, I have PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome. It is a pain in the butt. It really sucks sometimes. I was diagnosed really young, actually. I was diagnosed at 15. So at 15, I was basically told, you are going to have trouble conceiving children. Which was really hard. Really, really hard to take. Obviously, I have 3 tiny humans now. So, not impossible, but they say it's difficult. And it can be. It can be difficult to conceive. It can be difficult to stay pregnant. And then there's other complications that can happen. So I've had 5 pregnancies and I have 3 children. Which, for polycystic ovaries, is really good. It's not great. Miscarriages are awful and dire and just heartbreaking. But I have 3 incredibly healthy, crazy human hurricanes. They really are. So, number 5, I have 4 tattoos and 6 piercings, most of which aren't visible. So, I have stars going up my spine. I have a rose in the shape of a heart on my thigh. I have a ribbon on the back of my neck going into my back. Like this bit, but on the back. And I have my oldest son's name written across my shoulder because I was 21 and stupid. Piercings. So I've got my lip pierced. I don't know how well you can see. I have bright red lipstick on right now, so it's a bit hard to see. I have my lip pierced. I have a nose ring. The rest of them are in my ears. But I don't really wear them. The holes are still there, but every now and again I'll push an earring through to see if it's still open. I want more tattoos, and that's one of my goals this year, is to save enough money to get another tattoo done, because they are expensive. Good tattoos aren't cheap, which is fine. You know, it's someone's art. I don't want to cheap cut myself. I want another piercing done. I want my Dave pierced. I suffer with migraines. I'm doing this a lot today, which is my anxiety, so I am sorry. I've spoken about having anxiety before. I'm very open about having anxiety. I struggle with migraines, which are a pain in the butt. I've struggled more this year than I have for ages. Look, these last couple of months. So that's that. Number 6 is I prefer savoury food. I'm not a big sweet fan. I love bread and cheese. Bread and cheese is life. That's all I need. The one sweets I do really like is lemon sherbets, because the lemon is tart enough to cut through all the sweetness. Number 7. I am fascinated with the paranormal. Anything that doesn't run, paranormal and supernatural. So, ghosts, I really want to go ghost hunting. And where I live, there is a load of haunted, like, reportedly haunted places. Like, I'm skeptical enough to not believe everything that I'm told. But I don't know. It interests me. It really does. Oh, this. So I should have mentioned it earlier. It's actually my fairy wings. I've moved them because I've moved my canvas. So, number 8. My tiny humans are named after Anne Rice characters. So, Anne Rice wrote the Vampire Chronicles. And she wrote, oh gosh, I can't remember what the witches are called. I'm looking over there because the books are right there. Mayfair. The Mayfair Witches. So, I have, my oldest is Louis. And then I have Quentin. Quentin is a character in the book Blackwood Farm. Merrick, however, I love the name, and I did look into the name before I named him. In the Anne Rice books is a witch. She's a female witch. Sorry, boy. But it was used as a masculine name in the Victorian era, so I'm fine with it. Number 9. Number 9 feels really relevant to me right now. I'm dyslexic. I wasn't diagnosed with dyslexia until I was 17, which meant that I'd done all my GCSEs and started doing all my college work without any help for that. It's really relevant to me right now because I have been pushing for my oldest child to be diagnosed since he turned 7. He's now 10. Because he follows all the same characteristics and paths for reading and writing and spelling and all of the fun, crazy stuff that my brain does to words and pictures and everything else. He follows. And on a Friday, when I was writing all of these notes, I got a phone call from the school saying, yes, we've tested him. Yes, he is dyslexic. We are going to send you loads of stuff to help, and we are going to help him in class. Awesome, thank you. Like, he needs the help. I needed the help and I didn't get it, and I struggled and I hated school so much because it was such a struggle. So hopefully, I mean, obviously because I have dyslexia, I can show him the way that I deal with it and the way that I deal with things. And we both pattern spot. So he's really good at multiplications because he spots the pattern in it. And he's really good at reading by certain authors because all authors write in their own pattern. So when he finds an author he likes, he does exactly the same as what I do, and he will read every single book by that author. Because it gets easier. It gets easier to read like it. So that was my number 9. Number 10. I love music. I mean, everyone loves music. Music is one of those things. I've never met someone that goes, I don't like music. Everyone has a type of music that pulls at them. I don't have a type of music that doesn't pull to me. Possibly rap. Modern music, just because I don't listen to it, maybe. My favourite song is Elvis. It's I Can't Help Falling in Love with You by Elvis. I adore it. I love Frank Sinatra. I love Julie London, Peggy Lee. But then I love Bob Marley. I love the sound of folk music. I love the sound of classical music. It does the, is it called ASMR thing? Where you get like the tingling. I get that with music. I don't get it with